All right, so we are here for our final match of day one, and it's gonna be the win. And the winner of this match, by the way, is automatically booked a slot into our quarterfinals. So you're gonna see the bad boy Johann Chua taking on Yves Cabrito, and we're about ready to start the lag. So let's have our lag here. So to your left is Johann Chua. To the right, Yves Cabrito. So again, the winner of this is automatically guaranteed a slot in in the quarterfinals rather. So we're gonna find out what happens here. So again, this is Great White Shark Cannon. They're calling a action our for our final match for tonight for day one, and it's Cabrito breaking first. That break, by the way, is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the number one sports book of the serious sports bettor. So a ball down for Yves Cabrito. So that means he gets to stay on the table. And again, we have four more matches happening. Oh no, three more matches rather, aside from the TV table. So let's see. Our other matches include Richard Espinosa taking on Maris Alcris Quezon, and then Dexter Barnido taking on Khalid Sultan, and then James Verano taking on Denmark Castronuevo. And of course, here on our TV table, Yves Cabrito squares off against Johann Chua. Let's see. Well, Johan can see the two. He may actually end up using the two to knock that four into a combo, perhaps. And if he's got this right, that's okay. Ooh, did he overrun? Oh, he's good. Okay, so good shot, good setup there. Using the four to give him favorable position, and this table is pretty open for the bad boy. Three ball down to the lower right, then six ball to the lower left, seven to the side, eight to the top right, top left rather, and nine potentially to the top left or top right. Well, we're gonna find out in just a moment. And Johann Chua, of course, does not want to have the slow start that he was struggling with. Well, this match is again going to be very interesting here. Johann Chua pushed the limit in his last match against Raymond Commonwealth, eventually winning the match after forcing Raymond Commonwealth into a series of difficult safeties. He won 9-8, so one of the two Hill matches we've had today. And of course, the other Hill match involving Yves Cabrito, who defeated Mark E.J. Cunanan by the same scoreline. So basically, this match features the two Hill survivors. So if it's anything at all, we might end it. Anyway, Johann Chua starts off hot, and we'll be back after this. Here we are back. Rack number two, and the bad boy battling it out with Yves Cabrito. Anyway, just wanted to give a quick shout out to Mark E.J. Cunanan heading home after a well-fought match earlier. And of course, also joining me here on the table, of course, stalking me from the back, Mr. Dokloy himself, John Albert Refulie. De, nakikumusta lang si Dokloy. He wanted to check how we're doing here. Nakikiano lang siya. Anyway, we're about to start rack number two, and the bad boy will be breaking. That break, by the way, is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the number one sports book for the serious sports bettor. Right. Well, Johan made a shot here, made a ball, but he's not going to like where this one is, so he's definitely thinking safety.
Again, we would like to reiterate that the winner of the remaining matches inside the break room, all of those winners will be advancing to the quarterfinals. So half of the 8 players that we're expecting sa quarterfinals,
Mm-hmm.
makikita natin mamaya.
Yun. I'd like to see that. So, the question is,
Went for the combo.
nicely done, but
The only question is, would he get a shot on the one? And
I
I
don't think.
Nah,
That's not what he wanted.
pretty much got himself hooked here.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at a possibility of
One rail?
maybe two. Maybe two. He's gonna hit this with speed. Sort of like a Hail Mary though. There. He went 2 rails. Will he get lucky?
Mm.
He got away with it.
Oh. Yeah, Johann's looking it up. He's not sure. He might be able to kiss the very edge of that ball. But he's going to give it a lot of spin to help him. There we go. Yves Cabrito back on the table.
So ninipisan nila yung uno para hindi lumayo sa top rail.
Yep,
Yung cue ball, pinalik niya malapit sa bottom rail.
exactly.
I'm not gonna be surprised if the one would go to the left side rail or the cue ball.
Well, as long as he finds a blocker like this,
Yeah, that was a good one.
and yeah, you can see that the angle looks pretty good here. So Johann's gonna have to kick at least one rail, possibly two. Well,
One rail, yeah.
he's gonna kick between the 4 and the 5, I think.
Yep. Okay, got it thin.
Nako, naswerte pa yata.
Wow! Well, mukhang kaya pa rin naman patamaan to, but considering the position of the cue ball and the yellow one,
Yeah. Yeah, but
Yves would have to go for a counter safety here.
yes. Basically, Johann still got away with giving him a headache.
Mm-hmm.
Mahirap pa rin to eh.
Yeah, counter safety. Cue ball behind the 9.
Mm-hmm.
I am not so sure.
I think Johann might be able to see at least the right cheek of that one.
Maybe cue ball behind the 4. Soft touch. No.
Even better. Even better. Now,
Way
if you-
better than I predicted.
Oh yeah. Now, if you're Yves, where would you want to go?
There will be, obviously he'll be using the bottom rail to go for the kick. I'd rather go for the bottom and then some of the long rail, the left long rail, to hit the yellow one. Just like that. Just like that.
That
Will
was-
he get away with it? No.
Mm,
Well, it was a great attempt, but it
again,
happens.
again, good safety play there by Johann. He just played it perfectly. And he basically forced Yves Cabrito to give up his turn. I think he's okay for the 3 though.
Tough cut though.
Yeah. It's a good thing he hit it a little harder, otherwise he would have been behind the 4, which would have made the shot much tougher.
Pero ito yung mga nakikita natin sa mga pinopost ng video sa pinapractice thing eh. Yung mga extremely difficult na shots na rin.
Oh.
He made it look so easy.
Oh yeah, without and see, just the angle he needed.
Now the cue ball might hit the 7 here.
Yeah, it just might.
Or go between the 7 and the 9. Nicely done.
Beautiful. This is Johann Chua at his best.
considering the fact that Johann Chua is known to get in the zone ASAP,
Oh yeah.
as quickly as that.
And here's the thing: we saw earlier in this match with Raymart Commonwealth, he basically knows how to adjust on the fly.
Hmm.
When he started seeing that Raymart was actually
Winning.
outdoing him with some of
Hmm.
those with some of his pocketing shots and all that, he decided, okay, let me lock you down with some safeties, and look at what it did for him.
And this 9 ball to get his second rack of this evening. Down goes the 9 for the bad koi. 2-0. And we will be right back for more pool action.
Hot start for the bad koi, and as Kelvin mentioned, when when Johan gets hot in a hurry, you don't want to be the one in his path. He is just playing sensational ever since that Hill match. Well, anyway, we're about to start rack number 3, and Johann Chua breaking again per the winner's break rule. That break is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the number one sports book for the serious sports better. And speaking of serious, hey, the ball. So he's got an open layout here that he can navigate. 2 to the side, 3 I think to the opposite side would be good. And then, yeah, we're gonna see if he can go around the 7 when he does this. He may have to do that. Ooh, that was close. And that's going to be an opportunity for Yves Cabrito. What he was trying to do was get around the 7, but somehow didn't quite get what he was hoping for. Might have actually over focused on that part. But anyway, Yves Cabrito's turn to go to work. Nice shot there. And I think for Ibes, this shouldn't be too difficult at rack, although of course he can't afford to be complacent, not against the bad koi himself. Beautiful job getting position on that 6. This is why Yves Cabrito has gotten this far. Some solid play. Looks like Yves has found his rhythm in this rack. All he needs now is just to make sure that the 8 and 9 are his. Yves Cabrito picks up his first rack and he'll be breaking in the next. Don't go away. We are back and Yves Cabrito hoping to tie it up. And that break is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the number one sports book for the serious sports better, and a rare scratch on the break, actually. And you know what Johann's gonna do. Well, looks like Johann's back on the table, and after that scratch, as I mentioned, he's not going to be shy about going to work. Okay, I think that's not where Johann wanted to be. He's left himself in an odd position, so he's gonna have to kick at this one rail and hope he can hide it, get a good safety out of this one. Well, again, that's the problem when you play at this level. Even one positional error can really throw off your game. Now, Yves can see the side pocket for this one, and opposite side pocket for the 8 and the 9, most likely bottom right.
7 to the side, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, 7 to the side. Off the bottom rail. 8 to the opposite side pocket.
Oh no,
Unfortunately, the cue ball went directly to the abyss.
he could he could have applied different spin on that, right, to save it, or not really.
Isa lang ang naiisip ko na nangyari doon, nanipisan niya ng todo. I mean, he hit it a little bit too thin na yun nga, nag-iba yung angulo.
Hmm.
Johann Chua took advantage of that mistake by Yves Cabrito. He is up 3 racks to 1. And we will be back. 3 racks to 1, the bad koi leading over Botchie Yves Cabrito. We are now on rack number 5. So far, the bad koi able to capitalize on the mistakes by Yves Cabrito. Johann Chua will be the one to bring on rack number 5. Again, the winner of the remaining matches here inside the break room would be advancing to the quarterfinals, and then tomorrow for day 2, same would happen. So tomorrow we'll be starting around 4 p.m. And yeah, that break is brought to us by MSW Mega Sports World, the number one sports book for the serious sports bettor. Johann Chua with a beautiful break. Balls are really scattered. Yellow one, pretty much in the books here. Wow. For you to be able to do that kind of ball control, I mean, come on. Takes a lot of hard work and practice for you to be consistent. I'm not sure if he's gonna go for a forced follow here. He might go for a bit of bottom. Oh, hit. Patampal na malakas. Strong stun to make that cue ball bounce off the bottom rail. 3, either
Well,
he gets a soft touch on that 3.
hmm
Okay, he went all the way. He wants a 5 to the same pocket. He doesn't want to
complicated.
complicate things. Yung gaya nga yung parang medyo binibiting niya yung tira niya.
Yeah.
Gusto niya, hindi naman sa bigay todo, but he doesn't want himself parang pakiramdam niya bitin yung tira niya.
Yeah.
Now the 4 and the 5, opposite top corners. Pretty much. Ito, partner, pwede ko na sabihin to yung lagi kong sinasabi noon. This looks like elementary now for the bad koi, but then again, a lot of crazy things have happened before sa mga kinover namin mga matches, and we do not want to conclude it right away.
Yeah. Again, Johansson giving himself a very good chance here of closing this out. So he just has to keep the pressure up just like this.
He's gonna force a bounce off the right side rail. Lots of bottom. And then nagdalawang banda pa. A little bit too strong though. Yeah. Even, ayan o, napakamata lang siya ng ulo. Alam niya eh.
Yeah.
Nakita niya yung takbo ng bola. Alam niya.
Parang sabi niya, I think I overdid that just a little bit.
Yung biyaheng, sabi ko nga yung biyaheng Baclaran na punta ng Cavite.
Bulang imos pa.
8 ball. He's looking at taking it to the side.
I mean, this is just pocketing, I think, more for him than anything else. He's just gotta be careful.
Yeah, I mean, the cue ball would obviously bounce off the bottom rail. It's more of like applying the right amount of hit. So he's contemplating if he's gonna be going for the side pocket or the top right. Now there's also a possibility here that he may just go for a safety, but knowing Johann Chua, he usually goes for the juggler,
So he's gonna go at least 3 rails here,
most likely.
maybe even 4.
He actually used all of the rails.
Oh,
Except for that one though.
yeah,
And Yves Cabrito has been given a gift
yeah.
to take his second rack of this match.
Well, I mean, Yves needs to take advantage of every one of these that comes his way. And we'll be right back as Yves Cabrito is waiting next. So while we are waiting for rack number 6 to happen again, we want to greet one of our viewers, Nguyen Tang, who is watching from. I'm assuming this is all the way from Vietnam, I believe. Let's go, Bad Koi. Yes, and if the Bad Koi wins tonight, he's guaranteed a shot at. He's guaranteed a quarterfinal slot and the chance to compete next Saturday, which will be held at the Shark Swing and Sports Bar in Tomas Morato, Barangay South Triangle, Quezon City. Now, the question here is whether this is the opportunity that Yves Cabrito can take advantage of to tie it up and potentially swing the momentum in his favor. That break, by the way, is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the number one sports book for the serious sports bettor. Well, it's a dry break, so Johan knows that he needs to get out of the gate, but he doesn't have the best angle, at least not from this spot. Because getting set up to the one's going to be tricky. Well, that's not a terrible result because if you think about it, he's basically baiting Yves Cabrito into going for a combination or a safety. And because he is baiting him into a safety or a combination, that's going to mean that there's a higher chance of Johan coming back to the table. So Yves has to be careful. Yeah, that was the problem with the combination. Johan already knew that the combination was going to be a low percentage shot. So he decided, okay. Johan's going to try play hide and seek. Ooh, not quite. Had it hit the 4 ball at a slightly different angle, that 5 would have been a really bad lockup. But even then, This is still not an easy run out for either player because of the way the balls are scattered. Uh-oh. Okay, he's fine. He's fine on that. The problem is, what about the three? Does he have a path for the three to go down? He may end up having to play safety if that's the case. He can probably try to lock it up behind the four and then move the cue ball away. Oh, there was room. Okay. Kind of hard to tell from this angle, admittedly. But I guess that was why he was willing to go for it. Now the four ball's the next challenge. Alright, so far Yves Cabrito doing exactly what he needs to do. I think he's cleared the toughest balls for the most part. So with this, he's probably gonna go around the 9 and 8 to get position for the 7. Or if he decides, he can just let it go right off the rail and then head back down. Just like that. Nice approach. And of course, more ball. Well, two more balls rather. And this to tie it up at 3-all. Yves Cabrito will be breaking the next rack, and we'll be right back after this. So while we are preparing for our next rack, rack number 7, again, we want to give a quick shout out to the Care Bear himself, Mr. Erickson Del Barrio, who says, "Magandang gabi sa inyo mga commentator, miss you all." And yes, we miss you too. We miss you very big. Very, very big. Seriously, a good friend of ours, Mr. Erickson Del Barrio. Oh, yeah. No other moniker sells like the Care Bear himself. Alright, Yves Cabrito to break and try and keep his momentum going. That break is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the #1 sports book for the serious sports bettor. And yes, scratched on that 1 and 4. And yes, it's a scratch. So unfortunately, another episode of The Ball in Hand with Johann Chua. And again, this is basically like giving Johann Chua a Christmas present early. Okay, so he's got a shot on the 2, no problem there. And again, to remind everybody, tomorrow is day 2 of our qualifying round, and of course, again, our goal there is to have the remaining 4 quarterfinalists join the current 4 for today, so that we will have our grand finals on the following Saturday, which will be held, of course, at the Sharks Arena and Sports Bar. All right, let's see here. Johann Chua, looking good. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Well, he's thinking. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it might be a better shot because no problem for the bad coin. Look at that. Even if it missed, it would have been a safety as well. Well, anyway, we'll be back to see if the bad koi can take another rack. Well, we are back, and the bad koi just showing us why ball in hand it can be such a damaging weapon against you. Unfortunately, Yves Cabrito was not happy to give him that blank check, so to speak.
That's an understatement
Di ba parang ano, parang checking blank check yan.
na tumalbog pa.
Not tumalbog.
Eh,
Actually si Yves ang talbogan eh. Hindi si Ivo.
anyway, the bad going to break. Rack number 8. Here we go.
Mhm.
The referee just made sure that the cue ball was placed at the middle of that kitchen.
Mhm.
I mean, the head string, I mean. And that break is brought to us by MSW Mega Sports World, the number one choice, I mean, the number one sports book of the serious sports better.
And speaking of sports books, well, looks like turnabout is fair play because this time it was Johan picking up the scratch.
Uy, in attendance din sa audience natin ang kanyang puting may bahay na si Madam Christine Johann Chua.
Oh nga pala,
Yeah.
wasn't she here earlier?
Eh, nandiyan pa siya.
Ay, yun pala.
Nandiyan pa rin.
Ayun man pala eh. O
All
yun.
out support.
Ayun.
Pinibiro ko nga.
Mhm.
Sali sila dalawa sa isang mga ganitong mga tournament. Pag nagkataon na magkasama sila sa isang bracket, there's a possibility that they'll be meeting sa sometime in the middle of that tournament kung sakali.
Ah, right.
Chua versus Chua. Parang ganun.
Hmm.
Well, I wonder how that would turn out.
That's not impossible. I mean, we have seen that before.
Mm,
Pero German naman yung couple na
yeah.
yun.
Anyway, Yves Cabrito with a pretty open layout. He just needs to control. He needs to control that cue ball better. His cue ball is
All over the place.
all over the place. I mean, that's again another understatement.
Yeah, because you know the problem when you can't control the ball. You lose position. You end up in really bad spots.
Yeah, you're gonna be giving yourself one difficult shot after another
Mhm.
difficult shot.
Exactly.
It compounds, and then you'll end up, at the end. See, he almost missed it. He
Yeah.
almost missed that.
Yeah. Well, that's why Yves Cabrito really has to go to work here.
Yeah, okay. Lots up top right,
I mean,
and he ended up with an awkward angle.
yeah, he would have preferred to be a little further away, actually.
Ito either soft touch o paakyat baba niya yung cue ball. Soft touch lang.
Yeah.
To tie it up against the bad koi, and we might be looking at another possible hill.
It could happen. And Yves Cabrito ties it up, and we'll be right back after this. So Yves Cabrito will be breaking in the next rack, and of course, he will want to do his best to keep Johann Chua away from this table. But when you're taking on a guy who has won tournaments all over the world, it's kind of hard to. It's kind of easier said than done at this point. By the way, let's see. Yeah. Okay, RBC. Thank you for reporting that. We're looking into that issue right now. Yeah, I think parang may issue yata sa audio namin. We're trying to get that sorted out. Pero salamat sa pag-report. We'll have that looked into. That break is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the number one sports book for the serious sports better. And speaking of serious, uh, this time a scratch again on the break, and unfortunately for Yves Cabrito, he's the one giving Johan another opportunity. So, and again, when it comes to giving someone the present that keeps on giving, yeah, that's what a scratch will do for you, a foul will do for you. Because it keeps on giving you headaches if you're the one giving it to your opponent. And with the Johann Chua, he's already thinking what to do. Now, let's see. He's definitely looking at this one. He's going to follow it up table. Is he going to try and break apart that 6-7, I think? Okay, he's just going to let it go. Wait, is he going for the 2-9? That's a possibility. I mean, considering how crowded the tables, how badly positioned all of the balls are, yeah, the 2-9 into the bottom left corner might actually be the best option. Or he'll at least try to hide it. But again, I think well, he's more likely to play defense on this one. He'll probably just try to tuck it in behind the balls. Yeah, he's gonna try and tuck it in. Just gonna send the two ball further down and maximize the distance and the blocking. Oh, he went for it, but still got the safety. And that's a two-way brilliance right there of Johann Chua. Again, Johann always thinks like he's basically the type of pro who will remind you you got to think like 5 balls ahead. If you can think the rack ahead, that would be good because that way your opponent will have to guess what you'll do next. Yves Cabrito's going to have to play at least one rail to kick towards this 2 ball. He's going to hope it hides, but I'm not sure it did. I think it's open. And if Johan can see daylight, you know he's going to run for the fence. So again, for those of you who might be noticing audio issues, we're currently looking into that. And thanks for letting us know. In the meantime, he's lining up the 2. Now I wonder what he'll do here. I think he's going to try and do a force follow so that it will go off 2 rails and open them up for the 3 perhaps. I think that's what he's thinking. He's looking at that possibly. I mean, a force follow from that distance is still very difficult even for a pro. I mean, I know he was planning something, but of course those shots are not usually the easiest. So Yves Cabrito now in a tough spot. There you go. Right, it's got a shot at the 3. Only problem balls here might be the 6 and 7, but everything else not too badly placed. To be fair, I think the 6 ball he may be able to make that in the side. Oh, but he doesn't want to be this close. Ooh, this is awkward. He did not want to be at that spot. That was not going to be worth it. Well, I'm going to say it right now. If Yves can solve this problem, the rack may very well be his. He's just taking a look at the 6. Wants to see how much angle he has to get into that side. And again, if he manages to land the ball right where around the middle of the table, that's going to be a big favor he's going to be doing for himself. Okay. Well, this is going to be an awkward looking shot. Now, what's he going to do with this 6, I wonder? He could be looking at, well, combinations one thing. Another is he might be thinking of some safety, but from that angle it looks very tricky. Let's see what he'll do. Well, that's actually not a bad idea. Using the 9 and getting a little help actually from the 8. So Johann's gonna have to play at least the bottom rail from this angle. Well, Johann might. Ooh, I actually thought the 7 was gonna fall in, but even if that's an open 6, that's far from an easy shot. The thing though that's working in Ives's favor here would be, in case he pulls it towards the side, at least a 7 will be there to offer a bit of protection. Wow, solid pocket there. And Yves Cabrito knew he had to make it, and he's good. Beautifully done. He just needs this 8, and then the 9, potentially to the top left, I would think. Ooh, he decided to do a little power, a bit of power draw. And here's the 9 for his 5th rack. Great play there. And we'll be back to see if Yves Cabrito can pick up the next rack. And Yves Cabrito, just like what Raymond Commonwealth did earlier, bringing the fight to Johann Chua. And now the bad koi finding himself trailing again. But like we said, his championship experience, his tournament experience has carried him through a lot of these events. And if anything at all, it's hard to count Johann out at any point. Now Yves, on the other hand, since he doesn't have the pressure here, what he needs to do is keep applying the pressure where he can. Because he does not want to give Johann even the littlest amount of breathing room. That break is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the #1 sportsbook for the serious sports bettor. So you got a ball down on the break. Now the question here is what he'll do from here. He has a pretty open layout, to be fair. The question is, well, the 2 balls down. The question now is whether something can be done about that. Oh man, though. Yves not happy that he backed himself into a corner, literally. And look at that very, very awkward position. Because here's the problem. If he wants to get to that 3, he's going to have a tough time. That three is gonna be kind of awkward though. It's gonna have to play at least two rails, maybe three. Well, it's a legal shot, but the bad koi can still see it. He definitely can see this one. And this question will be how does he clear this rack? Oh wow. Like Kelvin said, smoother than a baby's bottom. What a play. No, but seriously, that was a very smooth shot. That was difficult to pull off, but Johan said, "Nah, I got this." Yeah. Now, four balls next. Hmm. I'm not sure Johan wanted that result. I'm not sure at all. Because he's basically made it a lot harder to clear up this table. Getting position to the 5 to the 6 it won't be the problem. The problem will be the 6 to the 7. Okay, he's given himself a little angle. That might be the key there. If he can force this angle, push some, and leave it on the short side of the 7, he might actually be okay. But again, this is going to be a tough one. Well, he's looking. He's got this one. Is he going for the 7? Does he have room? Oh man, he went for the 9, but well, he went for the 9, and I understand that, but that 3 ball combination was very difficult even under the best conditions. Now, this is a crucial shot for Yves. He needs to make this and get himself far enough down the table to get position on the 8. And of course, leave angle so that he can go back up table for the 9. Rather, down table. I mean, that was a tough shot. I said that it would take him making that shot and getting good position. Now it's going to be Johann's turn to take on a similar challenge. I mean, look at that position. Had Yves made that one, the 8 would have been good. Oh my goodness. Even Yves was giving his applause there. Wow. All right, Johann Chua looking good so far. This to tie it up. And Johann Chua ties it up again. 5 balls to score, and we'll be right back. Johann Chua leaves it level with Yves Cabrito. Only 4 more racks for either player. So we could technically see another 7 racks out of these maximum. So if it goes to the hill, another 7 racks will be required. Well, if it goes hill, assuming, of course, 7 racks are in order out of the out of the 17 they've scheduled for this match. And again, whoever wins this one is guaranteed a slot in the quarterfinals. And that break is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the number one sportsbook for the serious sports bettor. That was dry for Johann, and that means for Yves Cabrito, it's another chance to regain the lead solo. There you go. Let's see if Yves can come up with something on this too. He might actually end up playing a carom or a safety. Yes, a carom it is. And the question is, will he get positioned on the two? I'm not sure that's what he wanted. He was hoping it would be a little further down, like a few inches. But, well, yeah, a little further up rather. A few inches would have been helpful, but well, he's gotta take what the table gives him. That's how it is with these players. Oh wow, spectacular! Hit that perfectly thin shot perfectly. Yves just playing with a lot of passion. Gotta give him that. Now the question is making this three. Well, he went for a safety, but I am not sure. Oh man. Question is, does Johann see any piece of this three? If he does, then he might be able to counter it with an even better safety. Oh boy. Bad guy would have preferred that three to roll down a bit further. Well, he's got a shot on the four, but he would have preferred a little less angle than this. Alright, three more balls for Yves Cabrito to once again take the lead. Okay, this is going to be the challenge here. This 8 ball, not sure if that was what he wanted. Doesn't look like it. This 8 ball is going to be tough. And again, if he cracks this 8, he also has to be able to get the proper position of the 9. And Yves Cabrito so far holding his nerve. Well, there you go. Okay, he's fine. And he leads 6-5. And Johann Chua hoping he gets back in this match very soon. 6-5 is a score. And Yves Cabrito again holding a narrow lead over Johann Chua, who in his previous match actually came back from a deficit to defeat Raymart Commonwealth. Now, Yves Cabrito, on the other hand, also surviving a hill encounter, this time with Mark Ichikunana before he got to this point. And this again is one of our final matches for tonight because we are going to have day two tomorrow, which is we're going to run through another batch of players and determine the remaining four quarter finalists. And of course, these players, the final four for tonight and the final four for tomorrow, will battle in a quarterfinals clash on next Saturday, November the 15th, at the Sharks Arena and Sports Bar located along Tomas Morato, Barangay South Triangle, Quezon City. And of course, we'll be broadcasting that to you live. We'll be broadcasting tomorrow live and also next Saturday. That break, by the way, is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the number one sportsbook for the serious sports bettor. And again, the problem with the big challenge rather that the new break format has left is that players are basically, because no cut breaks are allowed, because the ball is placed always on the head spot by the referee. Essentially, it limits what the players can do. So, like what Johan was saying in his earlier interview, he wants it to be an exhibition of the skill of the players. Yeah, and he said even at the cost of his back pain, which is understandable. It's just mild discomfort because, of course, when you're leaning over a table like that all day, your back is not always gonna cooperate. Well, I know Johann Chua is looking for revenge because Yves Cabrito eliminated him at the Philippines Open. Oh, so close. Although Johann's feel for that was still pretty good. So Yves Cabrito hoping for a repeat performance, while Johann just wants to sweep that away with a win tonight. So first foul for Johann Chua. Yves Cabrito hoping to make that magical upset happen one more time. So far, Yves looking very comfortable here. Ooh, that was close. 6 ball. Now he needs to get position for the 7. He's giving it the lot draw. Does he have enough? That's the question. He might have just enough. Alright, he's looking good. I think Yves' concentration and confidence are starting to show. And if he keeps this up, he may be in the quarterfinals. Two racks separate Yves Cabrito from quarterfinal slot and will determine if he gets there. And Yves Cabrito so far playing like what he did with Johann Chua when he played the spoiler to the bad koi at the Philippines Open. Can he repeat that performance, or will Johan have his taste of revenge after this? And by the way, to 28 Billiards, yeah, that looks like the story for this one. The question is, who will have the last laugh after this? Right, just setting it up on the head spot, which is of course a direct opposite of the foot spot where the cue ball or the apex ball is, where the key apex ball or the money balls placed. That break right there is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the number one sports book for the serious sports bettor. All right, let's see. So, open shot on the one. Johan's gonna try and go around like 2-3 rails to get position for the two. There you go. Just looking at the two, wants to make sure that he doesn't leave himself in a bad way. There you go, that's it. Johann's trying to emphasize, get that control back. And he needs it because right now Yves Cabrito holding a crucial two-rack lead. This table looking more clinical here for the bad koi. But he needs to make sure they all go down on his behalf. So while this match is ongoing, we want to give a quick shout out to Mr. Mark Jerick Leva. Thank you for joining us. All right. Johann Chua starting to catch a little fire here. Now, I'm gonna bet he's gonna put some draw on this one. Well, actually, force it to spin so that it goes towards the center. Oh, there you go. Nice one. Now just the 8 and the 9 to cut that deficit down to 1. And this, if he makes this, 6 racks to 7. Well, 6-7's a score. Johann doing what he had to do in that rack. And the question is, can he make it happen again? Well, if it's anything at all, we're expecting what could be another possible hill-hill encounter. And as we mentioned, both of these players survived hill encounters, so this will literally be a test of who is tougher. Johann Chua will be breaking next. That break is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the number one sports book for the serious sports bettor. And another dry break, leaving Yves Cabrito another opportunity to inch closer to the finish line. But again, if we look at this, it's been a battle so far. And even this rack doesn't look like it's a guaranteed run out. The way the balls are so clustered together. This is something that Yves will have to navigate carefully. And so far, Yves is doing everything right here. Still playing solidly. But of course, the big question, can he maintain this? I think he might have run out of gas there. I think he was actually trying to get towards the center of the table so he could get the 4 in the top right and then the 5 in the top left. He might have left himself short here. So, he's weighing his options. He's definitely trying to figure out how not to give Johann an opportunity here. Needs to make this. Wow, he's got that going. Nice shot. Went for the top left instead and canned it perfectly. Now the 5 ball, he's looking at possibly the side pocket here and maybe end up with a 6-9 combination. Oh, big miss. Big miss. And he has left the door open for Johann Chua to start operating. And with how the balls are spread out, this is a huge, huge opening that the bad koi cannot afford to miss. Johann trying to settle his nerves. So basically into the side pocket for the 6. 7 to go in the top left corner. 8 potentially either to the side or bottom right. Or, and of course, 9 ball most likely to the top left. But again, things could change. Seven ball's gonna be crucial. Okay, now the question. Side pocket or bottom right? He's got 2 options. Each one has their pros and cons. I mean, if he goes for the side, he can go off the rail and head back up towards the 9. Wow. Did he just play dance with me on that one? Wow. He did overrun it a bit, but if he makes this 9, it's deadlocked again. Johann Chua strikes. It's tied at 7, and we'll be back. All right, so while we are waiting for rack number 15 out of a possible 17, I want to give a quick shout out, of course, to Mr. Dennis Michael D, aka the Sniper. Thanks for joining us as well. Sorry, si Shoti pala, si Dennis Michael D. So si Shoti, thank you for joining us. Kumusta ka na? The Sniper's kid, yes. Ah, we got a question here, but we'll answer that in just a bit. In the meantime, our referee, Mario Bautista, making sure that the ball's right on the head spot. Let's see if we can get the information for that real quick. And that break is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the #1 sports book for the serious sports bettor. All right, so while we are waiting for Yves to take his turn, so to answer Glenn Galisa's question, so the champion is expected to get 100,000 pesos, runner up 50,000 pesos, and then each semifinalist is guaranteed 15,000. Each quarter finalist, so whoever wins at the end of tonight and tomorrow, is guaranteed 8,000 pesos each, and then 5,000 each for the top 9 to 16, and for the top 17 to 32 is 3,000 each. So basically, the total prize pool for this is 300,000 pesos, and of course, that includes trophies and medals. So Yves Cabrito looking good so far. Oh, that's a big miss. That is a big miss, because when you make that kind of mistake against the caliber of Johann Chua, you usually live to regret it. But man, that was a huge one. Yves was actually playing very, very well. It was only at that point where, what's the term for it? Where he tripped. Tripped up by that pocket. Johan just checking the pocket to make sure where it is, because he doesn't want to make a mistake with this. And so that he can get himself positioned back for the 5-up table. Well, just in case, at least he was going to contact the 9 anyway. But at least he's left himself a shot on the 5. Open path there. 6 more than likely into the same pocket. 7 to the top right. Now the 8 is more than likely top left. And then the 9, well, it's probably going to be top right or bottom right, because of the angle it's in. Might have overrun that just a little. Just gonna bring this back up table. Ooh, that's nice. That is very nice. Johann Chua is starting to let out that stroke of his. And Yves Cabrito, if he loses this match, that four ball will probably be the bane of him. That'll probably be one bothering him because that would have got him hill to the hill first. Oh my goodness, look at that. That that is sick, for a lack of a better term. He's just gonna need to. Yeah, he's looking at the angle of the 9, see if it still goes into a side pocket. If not, he may end up having to draw it back for position. Can Johan take his time? He knows there's no shot clock in this match, in this tournament, so taking all the time he needs to be sure. Nice play, smart. Playing on the long side. And this to get to the hill, but he has to be very careful. Johann Chua's on the hill. The bad koi might finally be a step away from exorcising the demon from the Philippines Open. But again, the fact is, Johann Chua worked hard to get to this point, and now, if he can hold his nerve for one more rack, then he is guaranteed a slot rather, in the quarterfinals. And as we mentioned earlier, that's guaranteed 15,000. So that's gonna cover, I think, his travel expenses and then some. Not to mention probably make his wife very happy too. Anyway, one more rack stands between the bad koi and a quarterfinal slot. And Yves Cabrito has to take advantage of whatever opening Johan offers here. Otherwise, that four ball he missed in rack number 15 is going to be a tough one to swallow. Yeah, sabi nga ni Kelvin, parang pumigti moment. I know. Those are the kinds of shots that are gonna bother even the best players. They're always gonna think over and over that one shot that could have gotten them there, and then yeah, and he's it's gonna mentally mess you up for a while. All right, one more rack for the bad koi. Can he get it done? And that break is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the number one sports book for the serious sports bettor. Well, good news is he got a ball down. Yeah, he can definitely see the one. And is that the 2-9 that might actually be an opportunity if he wants to kill it right away? And two ball, it does look like a 2-9 looks like a tough one, but I will not count out Johan if he considers it. But at least the one ball, he's got a shot.
The 2-9 combo is not really that lined up pretty. So, ayan. Kasi walang pasok talaga yung dosen. Mahirap yung kukumbinahin yan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason why Johann Chua opted to, pretty much just show that yellow one kay Yves Cabrito, he did try to hide the cue ball behind the 7.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't successful.
Yep.
There's really no value in pocketing the yellow one at this point.
Yeah. This is probably gonna be yung baga who makes the first mistake.
Hmm. Who blinks
It
first?
blinks, right? Yeah. Sinong unang kukurap sa kanilang dalawa? Yun ang usapan dito.
Now, not pretty sure if he's gonna cut that yellow one towards the 9. That's a bold move
Yeah.
if Cabrito would attempt to do that.
I mean, stranger things have happened.
He went for the carom the 9,
Oh wow, that is brilliant.
two-way.
That is brilliant. That was a brilliant two-way shot right there. As Kelvin mentioned, basically said if I don't make the 9, at least I don't give him the 1. Just like that.
Mm, two-way eh. Pwede nga makarambole yung 9.
Mm.
At the same time, kung hindi man, cue ball will be hidden and the yellow one, natito ganun, medyo, he might go for a couple of rails here, at least 2 rails.
Yeah, maybe even 3. If it
Yeah, possible. This. Imagine that.
Wow.
Well,
I mean, even if it's open,
yeah, I mean,
the fact that he somehow, some way avoided a foul.
ito yung mga, ano, ito yung mentality ng ibang mga players na ang iniisip nila, matalo lang ako sa na ubos ng kalaban yung bola.
Uh-oh.
Kasi pagka ganun, baka magka-chance pa na magkamali yung kalaban.
That's true. That's true.
Kaysa matalo ako dahil na-foul out ako, na 3
Oo.
fouls ako.
Yeah. And at the same time, it teaches you how to really focus in sa, ano mo, sa kicking game mo.
Exactly. Now, ito, a bit of a stun. And tres sa bottom left corner.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not sure kung kukunin na lang niya yung 5, yung orange 5 sa side.
Or yung 5-6
Combo, yeah.
5-6, I believe, yeah.
Well, he's aiming low. Kung papupuntay niya sa kanan, yung cue ball. Just like that, medyo nabitin.
Yeah, but
It's a makeable one.
yeah. He just has to focus on pocketing this, and the 6 shouldn't be too difficult.
Should not be a problem anymore.
There you go. That's it.
He's out of the woods, pretty much out of the woods, but he's not yet done.
No. He makes a mistake here, and he's gonna be so hard on himself.
Well, remember, the bad boy hasn't morphed yet
Not yet.
to the evil piranha that we have talked about when we were covering him
Yeah.
way back the old format of Shark. So,
Yeah.
let's see.
He just needs this 8 and 9, and we're gonna have.
Another hill match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can't get enough of it.
Nope.
To get on the hill, Yves Cabrito, 9 ball, top left corner. Down goes the 9 ball, and we are now again in a hill battle. We will be back for the final rack.
Well, we are there, and we are here finally, rather. And we are here at another hill match, and this time, it's literally get into the quarterfinals or go home.
Where are we?
We're at TBR.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, the final rack of this match between Johann Chua and Yves Cabrito,
Mm-hmm.
who wants it more to get into the quarterfinals.
I can't wait to see. For sure, there has to be a winner. That's all there is to it.
Okay, bit of good luck, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Cabrito to break. Game is tied at 8 racks apiece. And that break is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World. the number one sports book for the serious sports bettor.
Dry break again. And now, this is Johann's opportunity. But here's the problem Johann has.
You know what I want to do with this one?
Yeah.
Get that cue ball behind the 5.
If he can, yes, please. There you go.
Nicely done.
That's an evil safety right there. I think that Piranha just came out.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're on the hill,
Mm-hmm.
final match.
Yes.
Might as well give everything.
Yeah. And Yves Cabrito, let's just say that he would rather be anywhere.
Big shout out to Bruno Marshmallow, John Lester Casimiro. He's gonna be. He registered. He made an entry for this tournament as well. He'll be playing tomorrow.
Are we gonna have him sing a song after he wins, or if he wins?
He might ask for a talent fee. Anyway,
No, we'll give him the guitar. Anyway, one rail kick at least, maybe two.
good hit.
Nice, but
Uh-oh.
has he sold it?
Now the only question is, with the 7 and the 5, that might be a problem.
Yes.
Lusot pa tong uno between the rail and the green 6? Or will Johann Chua
It looks like it actually.
goes again for a safety? I mean, it's too tight.
But it looks makeable actually. At least from this angle.
Wait for the safety.
Yep.
Oh no, it popped out. It popped out.
Yeah.
A tad too strong.
Yeah.
Just a tad.
Just a tiny bit. But the question is,
Actually, it's the 5.
yeah,
Is the 7 in the way? Kasi parang yung gap between the 5 and the 7.
medyo maliit.
Yeah, again, I might be wrong. We're only looking at our monitors here, exactly what they're looking at yung mga viewers natin. We can see directly
Mm-hmm.
the billiard table sa harap natin, but pretty much it's a bad angle
Yes.
dito sa inuupuan natin.
It's not a perfect angle for
Mm.
sure. But even then, this is going to be a tough one.
What's gonna happen for the 2?
I wonder if he's going to try and bump into the. Was that the 5-7 or something? I don't know.
Well, the 2 goes to the side.
Yeah,
He
he's.
might go for a reverse spin here, contra pectus. Still, the 5 bothers me. Okay, the 3 would go to the same pocket. What would you do for the 5 and 7? If we are looking at it incorrectly, patawarin niyo po kami. Again, we're just basing what we're saying
Actually,
exactly with the same live stream na nakikita nyo.
I think he can get the 5, but he has to land somewhere near the foot spot.
Then remember, the 6 is near the upper right side rail.
Exactly. That's why it's a lot harder for him.
Okay, 4 to the bottom left.
Yeah.
Kind of a tough angle here, but yeah, I think he can get the 5 to the top right corner. He may just have to develop that 7 later on.
Yes, that's a possibility. He might be looking at that. I mean, again, I think the angle is not ideal. We'll see.
Ooh, that rattled in, and he wasn't able to get, I guess, the angle he wanted. He wasn't able to. Ayan.
He forced it. He definitely tried to force it, but I think it started because had he had a better angle on the
It's a
4,
4, yeah.
then he would have had an easier time going for the 5.
He wanted the cue ball to be near the left side
There.
rail, not there, not
The,
not in the middle of that table.
no, he was pointing to it.
Yeah,
That was it.
yun nga, dun nga niya gusto. Kahit sa upper left side dahil malapit, okay lang eh. Unfortunately, dahil nga he wasn't able to get a good position for the purple 4 a while ago at umalog pa ng 4. And yeah, here we are. Cabrito would have to look for a possible safety here.
Yeah. He's gonna probably kiss the left cheek and try to hide it somewhere.
Pinaghiwalay na lang. Containment.
Yeah. That's, under the circumstances, better than nothing.
Now, if the 5 is not hugging the rail, will Johann Chua go for the bank here? Going towards the bottom right corner.
Actually, I'm thinking he might just play a safety again.
Again, behind the 6 and the 7.
Yes.
There you go. He's pointing at it. Either the cue ball or the orange 5 yung pupunta sa likod ng 6 o 7.
Yeah.
But it's difficult because of the angle. And kung medyo malayo pa yung 5 sa rail, medyo mas madali pang control yung papunta yung cue ball eh.
Yeah.
Well, let's see kung paano i-execute to.
I mean, it's hard to tell if it is on the rail, so it's gonna be up to Johann's judgment.
He is double clutching. He's not able to decide fully what shot he'll be taking here because there's a lot of possibilities that can happen here.
Yep.
He doesn't want to end this match with him thinking that he probably made a bad decision.
Yep. That's actually good.
Yeah, I'll take it. Even
I
who
mean,
wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
I mean, even if Johann has, I mean, at the very least, Johann has not given the result away, and I believe we have some results from our other quarterfinals, other top 16 matches.
Richard Espinosa won over Mars Alcris Quezon, 9 racks to 7.
Mm-hmm.
Dexter Barnido won over Khalid Sultan, another Hill match that we were talking about off the air.
Mm-hmm.
9 racks to 8. So basically, we're looking at we're waiting for the results of the match na siguro nakikita yung pahapyaw sa upper left ng screens nyo.
Right.
Yung laban ni sa top dun sa pinakadulo.
Yes.
Laban ni Dean Mark and James Verano.
Right.
So basically, we already have the first 2 that went into the quarterfinals. Richard the Paradise Espinosa and Mr. Dexter Barnido.
Right.
They'll be going back sa tournament, pero this time sa Sharks Arena na. Sa
That's
November
right.
15.
Yep. That's a good one.
No. That's gonna sell out. No.
Well,
Not a total sellout.
but here's the thing. Considering how good that safety was, it probably was the best outcome that Yves might get under the circumstances.
I thought he's gonna go for for a stronger Hail Mary there. Yung medyo mas malakas pa na tira just to
Para
see,
bumaba siya.
yeah, just to see a lot of action from the cue ball and the orange 5, but
Maybe I was worried about the scratch also.
yeah, well, here we go. Johann Chua, bottom left corner, orange 5. If he gets this, that might be it. Oh!
That is big. That is big.
Well, it's part of the game. I mean, those are the breaks of the game. I guess he was really concerned about getting a much better position for the 6 because of the position of the cue ball and the 5 is not really that ideal.
That's right. That's right. But let's be clear here. Even with this angle, a lot can still go wrong on this shot.
We'll find out. Here you go. Cabrito. Whoa. No.
Yeah, definitely fell
Way
short.
short. Way short.
Should have hit it just a little bit harder.
A bit more. A bit more.
Yeah,
To that
exactly.
shot.
And again, if you were looking for action and drama,
Uh,
yeah,
Here.
this right here is what you're looking for.
I'm looking at cue ball behind the seven. I mean, that's the only logical
Yeah,
safety that I'm.
distance. Put as much
Or
distance.
distance, yeah.
So you try to do it the reverse way.
There.
Uh oh, wait.
Uh,
I'm not sure he's actually hidden it as well as he could have.
well,
I
let's
think,
see. I mean, I guess he's asking to clean.
yeah, he is. I think Johan noticed a little dirt on the table, which could affect the shot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So he's just telling the referee, "Can you make sure it's clean?"
Chalk residue yata yun.
Most likely.
I think he has enough. I mean, he can use the spin to maneuver that green six towards the bottom right corner after the
Yes.
hit. Here we go. Oh no. Ano sabi niya? Betcha ba igaliwaw?
Parang yun yata eh. But yeah, that was
Yeah.
again risky. But I think what I would have done personally was just play a distance safety, put some distance. But then again,
Totoo lang, we'll never fully know what exactly is going on inside the minds of the players,
mhm,
especially with a certain caliber of Johann Chua.
yes,
Because
that's true.
sometimes ang ang feeling mo gusto mo nang ilaban eh. Gusto mo
Yeah,
nang
of course, of
it's all
course,
or nothing.
of course.
This ain't easy.
No,
I told you.
I mean it. I was actually expecting that to happen
It's
because that's a tough,
angle.
tough angle.
And the six is hugging the rail if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, if it were even just maybe a couple of inches
Na mas
away,
malapit pa ng konti, no? Sa
sure,
long rail.
sure, kaya pa. But
Yeah. They're talking to each other. They're like, ano ba nangyayari sa atin?
I think it's the fatigue. I mean, back
Well,
they
it
both
hasn't been a long day, really, but
no, but
the pressure.
and besides, all that bending over, it's gonna strain
Yeah,
you.
I agree. Finally, that green six is down. That was a kryptonite for both of them.
And Johann's given himself a good opportunity to close this out.
Have you noticed something
Yeah.
that's really different? I mean, a lot of people have already talked about this. A lot of pool fanatics.
hmm
Johann Chua has eventually evolved the pace of his game. Medyo mas mabilis na compared to the old version of him.
Yeah, I think so. Oh,
He's
look
saying
at
something. He's saying something here.
somehow that's not a surprise considering how we know him.
Hey, look, I mean, he's Johann Chua. I mean, hey.
And he's just letting out the stress, I think.
He's just talking smack to himself.
Yeah.
And this, to get into the quarter, oh, yan na, nag-concede na. Nag-concede na. Congratulations to the bad boy, Johann Chua, for getting into the quarterfinals. He'll be back on November 15 sa Sharks Arena. That was, yeah, that was, what a match. Another Hill. Another Hill match. That was something. Anyway, we're just waiting for Cannon to initiate the interview, the final interview of the day. Again, we're the cannons just waiting for Johan. Mukhang may, pool players. See you. Okay, so pinagkakaguluhan pa rin dito si Johan, of course. Anyway, here we go. Cannon, take it away.
Right. We are here. And after yet another Hill blockbuster, well, honestly, gusto ko itanong talaga trip mo bang magpa-Hill special ngayon?
Hindi. Kala yan. At least nakita na ng mga viewers natin na hindi ganun kadali ang bilyar, ha?
Well, good point. But seriously, congratulations, spectacular effort. I mean, we were actually joking, Kelvin and I were actually joking na parang you were trying to exorcise the demon of what happened nung sa Philippines Open when I think it was Yves who actually eliminated you from there. But seriously, what was your mindset going to? Anong iniisip mo na alam mo na eto, alam ko magaling to So, anong naging mindset mo rito that prepared you for what is yet another Hill encounter?
Siyempre, expected ko ulit na magkakaroon kami ng magandang laban at nakita nyo naman talagang umabot kami sa Hill. And yun, masaya ako kasi nakabawi ako. Nakabawi ako sa kanya dahil natalo ko sa kanya sa Philippine Open. Pero props kay Yves, talagang magaling siya. And gusto ko yung composure niya, wala siya masyadong reaction. And more konting experience pa, more tournaments. And yun, mas tingin ko, mas mag-i-improve pa siya ng mas magaling pa sa iniisip natin. Diba?
Yeah, I mean, we were, again, Yves, nothing for him to be ashamed of. He put up a good fight. Talagang tinulak kanya until the very last couple of balls and then dun lang talaga lumabas. So, with that in mind, siyempre, we'll get to see you again next Saturday. Dun naman sa Sharks Arena for the for the quarterfinals where it'll be you and 7 other players who'll be battling it out. So, matanong lang kita. So, what are you expecting when you go out at it sa next Saturday's Sharks Arena? Ano ina-expect mo niyan?
Siyempre, para sa akin yung Sharks Arena, it's a different environment sa akin. Hindi ako madalas na pupunta doon, bihirang-bihira lang. Kapag in-invite lang ako nila Boss Perry, nila Sir Hadley. But yun, alam ko sila yung mga kalaban ko doon, puro talagang mainstay talaga doon. Talagang kumbaga para akong papasok sa kuweba nila. So,
Yes.
yeah, but syempre dala ko naman syempre yung kumpiyansa ko at yung mga experiences ko rin. So, yun, makita natin sa next Saturday. Sana makuha natin. Kung hindi man, at least masaya tayo na nagkaroon ng tournament and kahit anong mangyari, merong magcha-champion na Pilipino ulit.
Yun. So we're waiting for that, of course. So again, congratulations to you. We look forward to seeing you sa Saturday. So again, Johann Chua will be one of our 8 quarterfinalists who'll be battling it out next Saturday. So let's take it back to my partner Kelvin. And again, this is the Great White Shark candidate. We'll see you all this coming Saturday.
Thank you so much, partner. And sinolo mo doon si Johann Chua. Anyway, again, Johann Chua winning over Yves Cabrito. Another Hill thriller. 9 racks to 8. And he's going to the quarterfinals. Babalik nga siya ulit Sabado. Next Saturday, November 15th. This time sa Sharks Arena.